Jenna Bush Hager is never one to shy away from speaking her mind, and viewers of the Today Show witnessed that firsthand during a lighthearted but fiery moment on live television. The morning talk show was buzzing with energy when Hager openly confronted one of her co-hosts for repeatedly ignoring her phone calls, sparking both laughter and a bit of awkwardness across the studio. The exchange, playful yet unmistakably candid, revealed the authentic chemistry and occasional tension that keeps audiences tuning in daily. The confrontation unfolded during a segment that was meant to focus on the team's behind-the-scenes camaraderie. However, Hager took the opportunity to call out what she described as a frustrating and somewhat shameless habit from her colleague. Looking directly across the desk with a mix of humor and seriousness, she announced to viewers, "You don't answer my calls. Ever. Not once. And I need to know why." Her co-host, caught slightly off guard, shifted in their chair and attempted to laugh off the remark. But Hager pressed on, clearly unwilling to let the matter slide. "I mean, what is it? Is it me? Is it my ringtone? Do I talk too long? Because at this point, I feel like I'm leaving voicemails for the void." The audience and crew chuckled at her honesty, but the exchange sparked curiosity. Was this just playful banter, or was Hager genuinely irritated? As the cameras rolled, it became clear that while the moment was drenched in humor, there was a real edge to her words. The art of on-air authenticity. One of the reasons viewers continue to connect with Jenna Bush Hager is her refusal to hide behind a polished facade. She has made a career of balancing warmth and openness with a willingness to share personal frustrations, even when it involves her colleagues. Her latest confrontation demonstrated exactly that. Television insiders often talk about the delicate balance of on-air chemistry. Hosts must appear friendly, genuine, and relatable, while also managing the professional pressures of live broadcasting. When those lines blur, as they did in this situation, it creates the kind of unscripted television that audiences love. For Hager, the decision to voice her annoyance live wasn't just about humor. It highlighted the real-life dynamics that go into making a daily show successful. Co-host's defense. In response to the accusation, her co-host did their best to offer an explanation, claiming they are terrible at answering the phone in general, not just with Hager. "It's not you, I promise," they insisted. "I just have this thing with phone calls, I freeze. I see the name pop up and I think, I'll call back later. And then life happens." Hager wasn't entirely convinced. She quipped, "Funny how life happens every single time I call. Maybe I need to disguise myself as a telemarketer. Then you'd answer just to hang up." The witty retort landed with the audience, drawing another round of laughter. Yet underneath the humor was an unmistakable point. In today's fast-paced media world, communication between co-hosts is more than just casual. It's vital for planning, coordination, and yes, friendship. A relatable modern-day struggle. The moment resonated with viewers because it tapped into a very relatable frustration. In the age of texting, emails, and endless social media apps, phone calls have become a battleground of personal preference. Many people find themselves ignoring calls, even from friends, because they feel overwhelmed, unprepared to talk, or simply prefer written communication. Hager, representing those who still value the personal connection of a phone call, express what so many people feel when their calls go unanswered. Irritation, confusion, and even a touch of rejection. The honesty of her confrontation turned a seemingly small issue into a broader cultural commentary. Behind the scenes at Today. This wasn't the first time the Today Show has showcased its hosts' behind-the-scenes dynamics. Over the years, audiences have seen the anchors tease one another, share personal stories, and even spar over minor disagreements. These unscripted moments have become part of the brand's charm. Producers are well aware that audiences crave authenticity in an era when so much television feels staged or overly rehearsed. Allowing hosts like Hager to call out her co-hosts live on air demonstrates the show's confidence in its team's ability to handle real moments gracefully. It also reflects the unique energy that Jenna Bush Hager brings to the table, an ability to bridge honesty and entertainment in a way that captivates viewers. Social media buzz. It didn't take long for clips of the confrontation to surface online. Fans flocked to platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram to weigh in. Some praised Hager for her boldness, saying she spoke for everyone who has ever been ignored by a friend or colleague. Others teased the co-host for their reluctance to pick up the phone, joking that ghosting Jenna Bush Hager was a bold career move. One fan wrote, "Jenna is all of us when someone screens our calls. Legendary." Another posted, "This is why I love morning TV. You never know when real life will break through the script." The playful debate also reignited the age-old question. Are phone calls outdated, or do they still hold value in the digital age? With thousands of comments circulating, it was clear the confrontation touched a nerve beyond the Today audience. The legacy of Jenna Bush Hager's on-air persona. Since joining Today, Hager has carved out a reputation for being candid, approachable, and often disarmingly honest. Whether she's discussing her family, sharing personal struggles, or, like in this case, airing frustrations with her coworkers, she maintains a sense of authenticity that resonates with viewers. Her willingness to confront uncomfortable topics, even playfully, sets her apart in a field where many prefer to gloss over personal tension. By addressing the ignored phone calls head-on, Hager reinforced her reputation as a straight shooter who isn't afraid of a little awkwardness if it means keeping things real. The broader impact on workplace relationships. Beyond the laughs, the exchange highlighted a broader theme: communication in professional settings. In workplaces everywhere, colleagues often clash over differing communication styles. Some rely on emails, others on messaging apps, and still others, like Hager, value the immediacy of a phone call. When communication preferences collide, frustration can build. Hager's on-air moment reflected the importance of acknowledging these differences and, when necessary, confronting them directly. In many ways, her candidness modeled how workplace frustrations can be aired constructively, with humor and respect, rather than resentment. The co-host's redemption attempt. To lighten the mood, the co-host promised on air that they would do better. "All right, Jenna, you've shamed me into it. Next time you call, I'm picking up. Even if it's just to say I'll call you later. Deal." Hager grinned but couldn't resist a final jab. "We'll see. I'll believe it when I hear your voice on the other end." The playful ultimatum wrapped the segment with laughter, leaving viewers with the impression that the issue, while real, was far from damaging. Instead, it became yet another example of the dynamic interplay that defines the Today Show. A lesson in turning tension into entertainment. What could have been a private gripe turned into a public spectacle, but in the best way possible.